We on?
We're on.
We're in?
We're on.
Awesome.
We're on. We're good.
All right, welcome back. So every now and then we like to do something non-hearing impaired related, but we always like to come back to the idea that we're more than our disability. And, you know, by now, if you don't know by now, you've been paying attention, but we love dogs. Love dogs.
This
You
guy
can't
right
be
here.
out, and we got one right here in Rocky, and you can't be out with one or both of us, and if there's a dog in the vicinity, forget it. We're just going to have to be one with the dog.
That's right.
And our emblem, whoops, wrong way.
Little dogs.
Our logos have little paw prints and our yin and yang symbols, so we incorporate them all the time. So I wanted to talk today. This is kind of cool. I don't think you knew about
I
this.
didn't know.
But one of the first famous Boston Terriers was a dog named Sgt Stubby. So I'm going to give you a little mini history lesson today on one of Rocky's ancestors.
Yeah, you.
Yes, you,
Yeah, you.
dog. He's looking right at me like, oh, what? My name? Yeah, buddy. There's a famous war dog named Sgt Stubby. Look, you can see it right here. Okay, so here we go. How do I move the slides? Press the L button?
Arrow down.
There we go. Here we go.
Down.
No.
What's going on? Technical difficulties, everybody.
Hold on.
There we go.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So, for those that don't know, Boston Terriers are a fairly recent breed in history. They were developed in the late 19th century in Boston, which is where they got their name. And they're actually a cross between English Bulldogs and a White English Terrier, which I believe is pretty much extinct at this point.
Oh, really?
And it's one of the few breeds to have originated in the United States. And early Boston Terriers
This guy right here.
about
He's like a parrot.
40 pounds, believe it or not. Now, Rocky, if you look at Rocky's body, the original Bostons were much higher and longer, and Rocky really fits the early breed standard
Your early breed.
of when original Bostons were kind of first created. So you can see some of the... I feel like I'm teaching in my classroom right now. Really?
You're welcome.
Both of you! Let me back up. So if you know Rocky well, he's tall and long than most Bostons that you may see. So Rocky's body type actually is closer to the original breed standard when Boston Terriers were first developed over 120 years ago. And here are a couple of examples of those early Bostons. You can see their ears are a lot shorter and pointier than what Rocky has, but they are broader, a little bit thicker, and a little bit taller and bigger. They average about 40 pounds, and Rocky's 28 pounds. He's a big boy.
You're a big boy.
He's on the bigger side. Wheezy was little, right? Or was he
No, Wheezy was
relatively
26.
bigger Boston?
Wheezy was
26?
26.
I didn't know that. Tessie was tiny. But this is kind of give you a visual of what the early incarnation of the breed looked like, and that's what Sgt Stubby looked like, which you'll see as we go through the slides.
And these slides, I'll post a link to these slides because things are in the way and you can't really read them.
Yep. So here we are. I did a side-by-side comparison of Rocky, Tessie, and Wheezy, so you can see the similarities that carried over the last 120 years as the breeding has continued, and compared to how they first looked way back in the early 19th century. So it's kind of a cool comparison
Timothy.
to do a side-by-side. It's pretty neat. Yeah.
What else we got?
Okay. Sgt Stubby is the most decorated dog in World War I. How cool is this? And one of the reasons I think this is so fascinating is that I feel like the World War I time period is not taught as much as World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. I feel like it's getting lost in our history.
Yeah.
And this is from a lesson I did with my 4th grade class last year, right around Veterans Day. So this is kind of something that came together outside of our curriculum for fun. And then it brought it
Veterans
back up.
Day originated with the armistice at 1919.
11/11/11,
Yeah,
and the 11th day, the 11th hour,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So there you go. All right, here we go.
Down. You got it.
Did it.
Nice.
So Sgt Stubby was a stray dog, and he was found on the Yale University campus in Connecticut in 1917, where there were American soldiers training in July. And he was taken in by Corporal James Conroy, and he became sort of a mascot for the 1st 102nd Infantry Regiment, 26th Yankee Division. So it's kind of neat that he just bonded with this one particular soldier and then the group in general. So they snuck him onto the ship when they were traveling over to France, and they hid him in his coat when they came off to avoid detection. I don't know how they kept this dog quiet, because as you can see here,
He's very loud.
you can't see him, but he's over there in the corner. Bostons are super active,
Oh, so loud.
right? So they made it all the way to France, and then he was discovered in the camp by the commanding officer. But they had trained Stubby how to salute, and the commanding officer just fell in love with him immediately. So they were able to keep him as their mascot, and eventually became a military dog, which
That's
is
awesome.
kind of cool. So he actually served in battle. He was in 17 battles and 4 offenses, and he was in battle for 18 months. He hurt his paw. He got a little Purple Heart for his paw injury in April of 1918. he was sent back to the lines to heal, and was almost an early therapy dog to boost morale among the soldiers while he was healing himself. Once he was better, he was back in the trenches. He also was wounded by inhaling mustard gas. And after that, they made a specialized gas mask for him. And after he had the mustard gas experience, he was able to warn the regiment of incoming mustard gas attacks. This dog was amazing.
Amazing.
Not the spoiled little creature that's on my couch over here. This dog was incredible. He also would find wounded soldiers. I mean, he was just amazing. There was nothing this dog couldn't do. It was absolutely incredible. This is so cool.
Absolutely.
So he actually captured a German soldier, grabbed his pants, and held him in place until the regiment could arrest the man. I mean, it's just amazing. Amazing. And after that act of helping capture a soldier, he was nominated to sergeant. So he actually outranked most of the men in his regiment, which was crazy to me.
So wait, they had to salute to him now?
Yeah, it's nuts. So the American forces helped recapture a city in France from the Germans. I can't speak French, as we know.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that says, Brad. Chateau something?
Terry?
Sure. Anyway, the women of that town were so grateful for the work the Americans did to free their town from the Germans. Some of the women in the city made him a coat. A special coat, and he could pin all his medals on it. So you're not going to believe this. He was injured again.
What?
This time in the chest and leg by a grenade.
Dude!
Came back from that. He earned 2 wound stripes and more awards. This dog, just couldn't take him down, man. Mustard gas, grenades,
forget about it.
All kinds of stuff.
He's tougher than I am.
Incredible. Fascinating. So he died in 1926, and they estimate his age to be about 9 or 10. So Bostons typically have a longer lifespan, but this thing went through mustard gas attacks. I mean, come on. Had a great life, especially because he was a stray prior. You can actually go visit his body. He's taxidermied. And Conroy donated him to the Smithsonian.
Oh, wow.
So he's in the Smithsonian Museum of American History.
That's awesome.
Which is so cool.
That's awesome.
And since his death, there's been a lot of honors in his memory. There's been movies, books, cartoons. Very heavily in the UK to educate children about World War I, which is really much more prominent history there than it is here. But I would like to see that woven back into our curriculum because it does show you a lot of how things have transpired through history, and I think it's important that we don't lose that part. So it's kind of a neat thing just to kind of have that little tidbit about Sgt Stubby, one of Rocky's ancestors. And Rocky, I don't think you're made for the front lines.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? But here we are. So yeah. So I just made this for the kids. It shows you how far he traveled by boat.
Nice.
It's pretty remarkable that they were able to keep a dog on a ship and not have him give himself away with noise.
Either that, or he gave himself away, but everyone didn't care.
Nobody cared.
And
Just
they
didn't tell
kept
the
him a
commanding
secret.
officer.
Yeah, right.
Because they just loved him.
Oh,
So here he is. Here's a great picture.
That's him, right?
Yeah, that's him. That's the taxidermied in the Smithsonian.
Wow. They look so different, huh?
Yeah.
That's over 100 years ago, right?
Over 100 years ago.
Yeah.
How
Wow.
cool is that?
That's brilliant.
See all those decorated war medals. He has his military stripes and everything. I just think it's just the coolest thing.
That's awesome.
So awesome. Like that one little dog saved so many people from mustard gas attacks and grenades and did his part in the war effort. It's really remarkable. They had victory parades for him when he came home. And
As well they
should.
should.
Yeah, it was wild. There's the other side. You can see both sides.
Oh.
Pretty cool. Close up.
Wow.
Yeah, he
there's
has
this
a purple heart.
Yeah.
Yep. Probably should have gotten more than one.
Yeah, you kidding.
That dog kept coming back, man.
Seriously.
Pretty crazy. So here are a bunch of books.
Oh, wow.
Really written for kids, but certainly, I mean, I read them all. Doing my
Nothing wrong
research
with
for my
reading.
lesson last year. It's pretty interesting. So I would definitely pick one of these up at the library. There's also a movie, a little animated movie about his life, too, which is kind of cute. So that's Sgt Stubby.
That is fantastic.
It's really fun. Something different. So hopefully everybody learned a little bit. And
Yeah.
if you didn't know about him before, now you do. It's pretty remarkable animals, creatures. Right, Rock?
Yeah, he just
Yeah,
wants
you can hear
attention.
him crying.
No, thank you for sharing that. I think that
Something fun.
I noticed that too. Back in 2019, I remember making an effort to read more about World War I because it was the 100th
Not as well
anniversary.
known. Yep.
And there's so few books. And now, unfortunately, it's over 100 years ago, so there's not too many people
Becoming
alive.
ancient history, right? Right.
So it's interesting to hear this kind of stuff.
It is.
And,
It's
yeah,
fascinating.
I love
Period.
It.
It's
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for
definitely
sharing.
a time period I've always been interested in as well as World War II. So I'm going to continue talking.
Okay.
I might as well, and then I'll let you have your turn. Okay. So book recommendations.
Yes, I'm gonna grab my book.
Go grab your book. I'll wait. You want me to wait for you to come back? I don't have my books. It's on my Kindle, and I didn't bring it down with me. But I just finished reading The Midnight Library by
Oh,
Matt
okay.
Haig.
Yep.
Haig, H-A-I-G.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
One of those.
We'll post the link.
Post the link. We don't know how to say it. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked the concept more than I
same.
liked the actual arc of the story. I think we talked about that the other day.
very.
So I would recommend reading it just because I think it makes you think a lot about life and your life trajectory and regrets and choices and should you have regrets? Should you not? I mean, I don't know. It made me think a little bit.
Sure.
But I felt like 3/4 of the way towards the end.
Yeah,
I love it.
I was disappointed by the overall execution. Like you were saying,
It
a
could have been
good
better.
portion, more than half the book, I think,
Yeah.
was really solid. And then I think at the end, I think he tried to stuff too much in, right? At the end.
It felt a little lazy. Like I don't want
Yeah.
to write anymore, so I'm going to slap on an ending.
Yeah.
Fill
yeah.
the pages.
But I totally agree. It's worth
But
a
the
read.
concept, for those that don't know, it's basically you're dying, right? And you're in a library of your own mind, or however it manifests for you. I know some people it's a video store, just something that was special and meaningful. And it's all about like, well, what if I did this, or what if I made this choice, or what would this life look like if this hadn't happened, or if I was 5 minutes late for this meeting, it would have been different. And it just explores a lot of those possibilities. It made me think. I don't think I would do anything differently yet.
No.
No.
No, I don't think so. I would. I don't think I'd either.
No,
I think
have
'cause
no regrets.
Right, you like who you become and what you go through
Yeah.
makes you who you are now.
Right.
So
I wouldn't trade anything.
No.
Not yet. We'll see.
Yeah.
See how the next 6 months go. But right now, no. No regrets.
In
What do
this
you got?
moment. All right, I have 1984. Yeah, I loved it. I own it, so I love it. And so I picked it because
Kind of like
I like
bring a day
classics.
down. make fun of parties. I hate this book.
So we
Go ahead.
disagree on some things. I like because everyone hears the term Big Brother. That's where it came from, and so I love books that have such a powerful impact on the world around them. Because the phrase and how it's used was coined by this book, and so it was really good. And so it's got one of the best first lines ever too. It was a bright, cold day in April, and the clocks were striking 13. So it tells you so much about it, right? And she's like, "Yeah, okay, I'm done."
Did he write Animal Farm?
He did.
I hated that book too.
You didn't
You
like-
probably loved that
I loved
one.
that book
Did
too.
you really?
I did. I like Orwell,
No.
which is actually, if you didn't know, it's a pen name. His name is Eric Blair.
I did not know that. Huh.
So yeah.
You probably like Kurt Vonnegut too.
I do like Eric.
God almighty. Two of my most hated... God.
I like Dickens too. I think we talked about that.
Who?
Dickens.
Dickens. Get away from me with Dickens.
See,
Hi, Mark.
there we go.
Rocky.
What's Rocky's choice?
What book do you like?
He's
Oh,
like,
there's a monster at the end of this book? That's the one
oh, I love that book.
Yeah, you tried to eat Grover a little while ago. My
You did try to eat Grover.
Really? Oh, what do you want to say?
What do you have to say?
Look over there. Look over there.
No, look here. Oh, look there. No, no.
Nothing. What? You're cute. You're cuter than Sgt Stubby. Is
It's
that
true.
One of the
Very true.
Yeah.
He's a brat, but he's cute.
We're gonna sign off.
We should sign off, yeah,
Play
before
with the dog.
he knocks over the laptop.
That's right. All right. Well,
Bye,
hope you learned
everybody.
something new, and don't bother reading George Orwell.
Hey!
Want to get yourself Dickens? All right. Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye, everybody.